Lace buddies, I'm back. What's up? What's up, everyone? Listen, we all here have heard many times in our life that term, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And that can most certainly be applied to many things, but not everything. Recently, a co-worker of mine, a fellow trainer, Jake, posted something in regards to your health being not a sprint and it being a marathon. That's true. You absolutely must adopt good habits. It's really all about avoiding a lot of things and implementing better habits in your life in regards to mostly nutrition and, of course, consistency with exercise on a regular basis. You must have discipline. Now, the definition of discipline in a nutshell is doing things when you don't want to do them, but you do them anyway. So, as far as your health goes, believe me when I say, because I tell young people all the time, you will greatly thank me later in life if you start doing things, taking a better course in your habits now, because when you get into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, if you make it that far, your health will be greatly either enhanced or diminished. Nowadays, especially with these younger kids now, in their 20s or so, they don't typically have the mindset, the work ethic that people of my age, when I was in my 20s. And if you're not giving it your all on a daily basis, as hard as that may be sometimes, you're going to pay for it later. Now, that's, is in regards to your health in the long run, that's absolutely essential. It's critical that you take better care of yourself now when you're younger. Because believe me, even when things are impeccably perfect your whole life, like a life that I've lived my entire life, now in my late 50s, I've experienced some things, health issues, that I never in a million years thought I would have. And no one's more serious than me. And I'm dealing with these things. So, and my dad, he's in his 90s and he's dealing with things too. So, as far as your health, yes, it is a marathon. You must take stride in a consistent long way and stay consistent for the long run. But in regards to trying to be the best physical you, that it is a sprint, so to speak, rather than a marathon, because time is definitely limited. You are absolutely limited to get the most out of yourself physically, to be the best specimen you can be physically. That, when I say that, I mean, aesthetically, fitness-wise, health-wise, and so on. As you get out of your 20s, mid-20s to early 30s, things start changing. You want to hit your genetic potential, which is typically, if you're giving everything your all on a daily basis, you're putting a lot of emphasis on nutrition. You're getting enough protein. You're not going out and partying. You're not being an idiot. And you're pushing it hard every day. You will hit your genetic potential around your late 20s. And after that, no matter what anyone fucking tells you, you're limited on what you can put on. Because people ask me all the time who are around my age, say, can someone our age put on muscle? The answer is honestly no, you can't. That all ended in late 30s and into 40s. Hormones go in the shitter, and you can't put on more or new muscle. You can take what you have existing now and refine it and change your body composition and make it leaner, increase your lean body mass, increase your cardiovascular strength and system, and so on. Things can be greatly improved. You're taking basically a sports car that you had, and you're basically giving it a high detail job. You're buffing out everything. You're cleaning up everything. You're making everything look prettier, but it's the same sports car. That's how it is when you're older. So you want to take advantage of your hormones when you're younger, your existing health, your vitality, when you get older in your 40s, and especially if you start having kids and a family, stress is through the roof constantly. Cortisol levels are always up. That's driving down testosterone. What little you have existing is driving down. And then you're chronically fatigued all the time. You're stressed out of your mind. You're fighting with your wife and your kids. It's a shit show. So you want to, starting in your early teens up until you're, let's just say 30, go as hard as you can. A sprint before you hit the shit show, which is after 30. Now, yes, there are exceptions to that rule. There are people who go on stuff. You know what I'm talking about. People go on a doctor's recommended amount of testosterone when they're in their 40s and 50s and stuff. Those things can help maybe bring things to borderline, baseline, so you don't feel like death all the time. But then I'm going to make you a bodybuilder. It all goes to shit after you're in your late 30s. So you want to sprint hard with absolute consistency, dedication to being on point with diet all the time. At the very least, 6 out of 7 days a week. If you're going to go out and you're going to have a drink or two, which I don't recommend, but if you're going to do that, or have a pizza, or have some shit food, do it only like once on the weekend, maybe. Keep it balls deep all week long, 6 days a week, 95% of the time, all the way till you're 30. And then at that point, it's all about maintaining and improving or refining, if you will, at that point on. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. I've gone all in my whole literally life since the first day I started lifting weights at 9 years old. And I'm 58, and I haven't stopped. I don't stop. And I see a struggle. It's a struggle on a daily basis. It's a constant battle of trying to maintain, like it's like swimming against a wave that's constantly pushing you back, and you got to keep freaking swimming as hard as you possibly can so you don't get brought out to sea. That's how it is when after you're 40. You end up having to literally work 10 times harder just to maintain. So life is a sprint in some ways, and in some ways, of course, it's a marathon. It's all in the way you look at it. I gotta go. I hope you all have a good weekend. Keep crushing it. Give it all you got.